Sign it, Evelyn. Stop dragging this out. The kids need closure. Marcus's voice was cold, smooth ice scraping against my raw nerves. The pen felt like a lead weight in my trembling hand. Across our kitchen island, his domain now, his lawyer Crawford, tapped the divorce papers impatiently. My heart shattered anew as I looked at Lily, 8, and Noah, 6, perched on bar stools like scared birds, faces pale, eyes wide and brimming with unshed tears. Marcus had insisted they witness this. So they understand their mother's choices, he declared, his gaze devoid of warmth. Beside the sub-zero fridge, Serena, 20 years younger, impossibly blonde, draped in diamonds Marcus hadn't earned, sipped sparkling water, a smirk playing on her lips. My humiliation was their prime-time entertainment. Crawford nudged the papers closer. Marcus leaned in, his expensive cologne suddenly suffocating. Do it, Evie. For their sake. As the cold metal tip touched the line, a choked whisper tore from me, echoing in the crushing silence. Marcus, you sold your soul for this? Betrayal, heartbreak, divorce, humiliation. Welcome to my nightmare family. Smash that subscribe button if you've ever felt blindsided. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. My name is Evelyn Williams. But the diamonds and penthouse? That was his stage. Before Marcus Williams became a self-made titan, I was Evelyn Reed, a rising star in corporate law. I sacrificed everything. My career trajectory, my strained relationship with parents who saw his ambition as a red flag, years of sleep, meticulously crafting strategies, analyzing markets, closing deals for him while he basked in the spotlight. All I ever truly craved was the family we vowed to build. Security, unwavering love, a true partnership. Williams Industries? I laid its foundation, brick by invisible brick, trusting him with my dreams, my sweat, my silent sacrifices. Ever built someone else's dream while yours faded? Drop a like if you relate. Let's get this story to 10 Kelvin likes. The cruelty wasn't sudden. It was a slow, calculated poison. First, Serena. Not a hidden shame, but a brazen spectacle splashed across society blogs, intimate dinners, tropical getaways funded by our accounts. Marcus dismissed it with a wave. Stress relief, Evie. Don't be dramatic. Then, the financial vice tightened. My credit cards died mid-swipe at the grocery store. Temporary measures. Crawford oozed over the phone. Pending asset division. He moved Serena into the guest house, a daily, gleaming insult. Finding her silk La Perla robe hanging next to my worn cotton one morning. A dagger to the heart. Each dismissal, each invasion, was a fresh wound carved deeper. But worse was coming. Corporate drama, cheating spouse, emotional abuse. Sound familiar? Share your thoughts below. The forced signing was his masterpiece of cruelty. Renouncing my claim on our life, on him, in front of our traumatized children, using their terrified presence as emotional blackmail to ensure my signature. It was a level of coldness I hadn't believed him capable of. Seeing Noah flinch violently when Marcus barked, "Sign it now, Evelyn. Enough theatrics," felt like my soul fracturing. But worse was coming. This gut-wrenching? Hit subscribe for more powerful stories like this. 2 days later, the final blow. Custody papers demanding full custody for Marcus. Crawford cited my demonstrated instability, my complete lack of financial means, my poisonous bitterness. They painted me as a vindictive anchor, an obstacle to the dazzling new life Marcus and Serena planned with my children. The threat of losing Lily and Noah wasn't just pain. It was primal, suffocating terror. He wasn't just stealing my home or dignity, he was aiming to obliterate my very reason for breathing. But worse was coming. For him. Luxury lifestyle built on lies? Stay tuned for the ultimate power flip. Comment where you're watching from. Panic was a living thing in my chest, threatening to consume me. Then, through the fog of despair, a memory surfaced. A dusty, sun-drenched afternoon years ago, before Williams became a Goliath. Marcus, overwhelmed by aggressive early investors, pale and sweating. "Evie, please," he'd begged, desperation raw in his voice. "Structure it all under your name. You understand this. I trust you completely. And I, the ever-pragmatic partner, the ghost in the machine, had done it. The Elysian Trust, sole owner of Williams Industries Incorporated, irrevocable beneficiary, Evelyn Reed Williams. Marcus had signed the dense paperwork in a frantic blur, focused only on escaping the immediate pressure, never revisiting the details once the deal closed. He'd forgotten. In the haze of betrayal, I'd almost forgotten. Until this moment. My hands, shaking for months, went perfectly still. I picked up my cheap burner phone, the symbol of my diminished existence, and dialed the number of Benjamin Croft, the only lawyer I ever truly trusted. The truth wasn't just power. It was a detonator, and my finger was finally on the button. I owned Williams. Every single cent of his $300 million empire was mine. Power flip activated. What happens next? Subscribe to find out. 1 week later, Williams Industries headquarters. The 58th floor executive boardroom hummed with the sound of unchecked ambition. Marcus stood at the head of the mile-long table, radiating confidence, Serena, a glittering accessory at his side. He addressed his inner circle and key investors, laying out his vision for Williams's future, a future meticulously scrubbed clean of me. And with streamlined operations under focused leadership, he boomed, gesturing expansively. We project an unprecedented 40% revenue surge within the next. Thud. The imposing double doors swung open with deliberate force. Silence crashed over the room like a physical wave. Every head swiveled. I walked in. Not the broken woman from the kitchen, but Evelyn Reed Williams, reborn. Flanked by Benjamin Croft, radiating quiet authority, and 2 imposing security guards whose uniforms bore no Williams insignia, I wore a simple, impeccably tailored black suit, my armor. Hair pulled back, face a mask of calm resolve. The shock on Marcus's face was instantaneous, morphing rapidly into incandescent fury. Serena gasped audibly, her champagne flute freezing halfway to her lips. Evelyn? Marcus's voice was a strangled snarl. He took a menacing step forward. What the hell is this? Security! Remove her immediately. His security guards shifted uneasily, glancing between Marcus and the unfamiliar, steely-eyed guards beside me. Benjamin stepped forward, his voice crisp, cold, and cutting through the thick tension like a scalpel. Mr. Williams, you will address Mrs. Williams with the respect her position demands. Effective immediately, Evelyn Reed Williams, acting as sole beneficiary and controlling principal of the Elysian Trust, exercises her absolute rights as the majority and controlling shareholder of Williams Industries Incorporated. She is the undisputed legal owner of this company. Corporate power play in action. Share this epic moment. Marcus froze. Utterly, the triumphant flush drained from his face, leaving a deathly pallor. What? That's preposterous. The Elysian? The memory slammed into him with visible force. The rushed signatures, his cavalier disregard years prior. His eyes, wide with dawning, abject terror, locked onto mine. Evie, you deceitful bitch. The polished CEO facade shattered like cheap glass. Benjamin continued, utterly unfazed by the eruption. As majority owner, Mrs. Williams's first executive decision is the termination of your employment, Marcus Williams, for gross misconduct and egregious breach of fiduciary duty, effective immediately. You will surrender all company property, keys, access cards, devices. 2. Security. You are to vacate these premises immediately, now. The room erupted. Gasps, sharp intakes of breath, frantic murmurs rippled through the investors and board members. Serena looked like she might vomit, her hand clutching her throat, her future evaporating before her eyes. Marcus staggered back as if physically struck by a truck. His carefully constructed world imploded in a nanosecond. Mine, he choked out, voice rising to a hysterical shriek, pointing a violently shaking finger at the table, the view, the stunned faces. You built this. For me. With my vision. It's mine. She stole it. Spittle flew from his contorted lips. Raw, entitled, cornered animal rage consumed him. No, Marcus, I said, my voice clear, cold, and cutting through his rant like a whip. You built it on me. Now I own the ground beneath your feet. Get out. The ultimate mic drop. How's this for revenge? Comment below. The guards moved with practiced efficiency. Marcus didn't lunge at me. He launched himself towards Benjamin, a guttural roar tearing from his throat. You lying witch! You planned this all along! Thief! The guards intercepted him easily, their grips iron on his flailing arms. He thrashed, a wild animal caught in a trap, his screams. Raw, guttural sounds of pure, obliterated ego, echoing off the glass walls. My company! You can't do this! It's mine iron! They dragged the spitting, screaming ruin of the man I once loved towards the doors. Serena shrank back against the wall, a silent scream on her face, her glittering facade utterly destroyed. The last image the horrified room witnessed was Marcus's face, purple with apoplectic rage and utter, soul-crushing defeat, vanishing through the doorway, his agonized bellows fading down the hushed executive corridor. Drama! Scandal! Don't go anywhere. The fallout is next. The silence left in their wake was profound, ringing. I stood in the center of the room I now owned, the immense weight of an empire I never sought settling onto my shoulders. But a heavier weight, the suffocating burden of his betrayal, his cruelty, the constant fear, finally lifted. I took a deep, shuddering breath, the first truly free breath in years. I looked out over the glittering city skyline, not seeing symbols of power or dollar signs, but seeing the clear, unobstructed path back to Lily and Noah, my home, my heart. The journey wasn't instant. Marcus fought the termination, of course. Petty lawsuits, smear campaigns leaked to the press. But the Elysian trust documents were ironclad. Benjamin eviscerated every challenge. Serena vanished from the scene quickly, her Instagram luxury lifestyle abruptly going dark. As for the company, I didn't run it like Marcus. I stabilized it, invested in the employees Marcus viewed as expendable, refocused on sustainable growth, not ego-fueled conquests. Profits steadied, then grew. But the real change was in the halls. Fear was replaced by cautious hope, then genuine respect. Months later, I stood at Williams's annual gala, my gala now, not as a scorned wife, but as the quiet architect who had reclaimed her creation. Lily and Noah, laughing and safe, were my real crown jewels. I saw Marcus across the room once, a diminished figure clinging to the periphery. Our eyes met. There was no fury left, just a hollow emptiness. He looked away first. He'd sold his soul for money and spectacle, standing there, surrounded by genuine warmth, breathing freely for the first time in a decade. I realized with bone-deep certainty, I hadn't just taken back my company. I'd bought my soul, my peace, and my future back. True empowerment wins. If this story resonated, smash that like button, subscribe, and share your own stories of resilience below. Wherever you are in the world, remember, your strength is your greatest power. Stay strong, family.